Good afternoon. This is your student Louise driven by on this Tuesday. Hope you guys are doing well. I think if you're in Victoria, it's countdown to freedom, really. Well, I just thought I'd pop in and share just a few thoughts with you guys today. I'm not here for long, and yeah, just been talking to a few people and stuff like that, and I think just to say that it's been a crazy period over the last couple of months, and freedom is here, that sort of thing. But I think over the last couple of days, one of the things that has really been sort of coming to mind a lot is moving forward, and I know that I think we're a lot exciting stuff. And yeah, I got a few WhatsApp messages in there, stuff like that, discussing a few things. But I think today, one of the things I want to share with you guys, basically the main thing I want to share with you guys today, is adaptability, which is something that I talked about in this book, Unleash the Book Within. And I think to be fair, I think it's a fair call to say that this year, 2020 has been a year that has been like no other. And I think from the very beginning, I think from the very first end of the end of the first quarter, I think we have seen governments have had to adapt to the new situation. Business leaders have had to adapt. Businesses have had to adapt, and start navigating a very crazy season, and a crazy evolving type of scenario. And I think we're at a point where even now I can see that I think this Christmas that's coming is going to be it's going to be a hell lot different from the other Christmases that we know. And I think again that way is gonna really be very very instrumental in terms of how people move forward, in terms of, yes, because this is going to be a very new different Christmas with a range of things there. And I think generally speaking, all of us have had to adapt. And of course there are different laws and procedures in different countries and stuff like that. And I think Ireland, you just gone into your lockdown again, and the different restrictions across Europe and stuff like that. But at the same time, here in Victoria, we've been through a very crazy period, and of course, we're grateful that things are starting to open up. And of course, like I was saying before, just a few hours to freedom. So obviously, I believe that I think adaptation is going to be a keyword. Adaptability is going to be a keyword moving forward into the next season and stuff like that. And I think I think I say this in one of the groups a few weeks back, that I really believe that whatever we do this season is going to affect the next one. In other words, whatever we're going to be doing during the summertime, I think is going to be key in terms of how we move forward, in what sort of things will look like, and how things look like in the very beginning of January 2021. And I think learning from the uh, previous events that happened across the globe, I think you can see that there were a lot of mistakes made in Europe and stuff like that. So we're starting to see the manifestation or the consequences of those things. But obviously, I believe in Victoria, if you're in Victoria, or in Australia, and even New Zealand, you're in a much better place relating to the current scenario that's been taking place. So this is just here to remind you guys that, look, second wave in Victoria crashed. It's been crashed. So but whatever we do moving forward is going to be key in terms of what sort of January we're going to have. Not even January, but what sort of Christmas we're going to be having. And of course, one that way the adaptation comes in again. Adaptability comes in, because obviously there are certain things in place. And I think if we take the ostrich in the sand way, I think we'll be doing ourselves a disservice as a people. We're doing ourselves as a we'll be doing ourselves a disservice as a community of people, because ultimately this thing is real. And of course, um yes, some leaders have taken that stance of acting like as if this thing is not there. But then of course we're seeing those sort of phrases coming back to bite them in the bum, so to speak. Because yeah, so it is what it is. And I think as a people now, we're being challenged to really to adapt to an evolving situation in terms of how we move forward. And I think it's like for many people if it's changed, obviously, this has become mandatory in a lot of places. this will differ from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. Of course, this has become mandatory, and I think it's one of the things that we all have had to adapt to in terms of adopting is a new normal and things like that. But either way, I think the key thing is, of course, um, us as a people and having that, I think, shared responsibility. As much as people want to live in la la land and stuff, I think even they, it is what it is. The world has changed. The world has fundamentally changed, and so it's up to us really as a community in terms of having shared responsibility, particularly if in Victoria, shared responsibility in terms of, okay, fine, we have the power in terms of deciding. I'm talking about, I'm talking about practicality stuff here. We'll do the spiritual stuff some other day, but today I want to talk about the practicality, the practical stuff, which is basically that there's a shared responsibility right now. So whatever we decide to do during the summertime is going to be key. It's going to be instrumental in terms of what sort of January 2021, how January 2021 looks like. And of course, it all comes down to you and me. Are we willing to adapt to the evolving situation, and are we willing to do what is required so that we can have a great summer, and of course, a great Christmas, and of course, that sort of thing. So in saying that, I'm gonna bounce, guys. I just sort of today sort of pop in quickly and just share that word with you guys. Adaptation, adaptability. It's always something I share, of course, in Unleash the Book Within. And speaking of which, for you guys, I've had a lot of requests as well relating to Head to Head with Jezebel. The good news as well is Head to Head with Jezebel is now available in print. You can check it out on Amazon as well. And of course, most of these days, I normally talk about Unleash the Book Within, because obviously my main focus at this point is really see a lot of people with ideas, help them to manifest them, particularly those with book ideas, help them to manifest them, that sort of thing. And of course, I've seen a lot of authors make costly mistakes. Just the other day, so somebody with an amazing book in terms of content, but the title was off. So a bit of tweaking needed there, that sort of thing. So in saying that, if you are at a point where you feel like, you know what, you've been sitting on this book idea for a long time, or maybe you've been sitting on a number of books. I was speaking to another guy. I think we did a challenge probably a couple of months back, 3 months back, and I was on a particular group. One guy, I did a video, so that way somebody commented, and they were like, "Ah, well, you know what? I think you're talking to me because I've got 5 books." That I've got ideas for 5 books that I've been sitting on. So basically, this is one of the reasons I want to do that, because I want to see ideas take shape in life. Because I think in the day, ideas on their own don't do anything. The book that's in your head can help anyone. The book that's in your head or in your heart, God can use it. God can only use a book that is manifested. It, of course, it can be manifested in many different forms, whether it's an audio book, ebook, whatever the case might be. But unless and until it manifests, it cannot be used. So that's one of the reasons why I'm very passionate about seeing ideas to life. And I think if you follow me on Instagram or any of my pages, you'd have seen all the number of reviews. And I think one of the last one I wrote, I think I posted, was on actually from Barnes and Noble, that had to do with a common destiny, a common partner, where somebody said that that actually wasn't the first person to say that. That's why I had to share that particular review. Someone said basically, I wish I had read a common destiny, a common partner before I got married. Yeah, so end of the day, this thing is real. It's not about just putting a book for the sake of it. It's not about just putting a content for the sake of it. It's actually realizing that there is a responsibility that comes with writing books. There is a responsibility when it comes to releasing books. End of the day, there are people gonna read that book. There are people that are reading that book, there are people that are in touch with their lives. So obviously that comes with the responsibility. And of course, the other good stuff as well, in terms of making an impact, leaving a legacy, making your life count. And if this sort of message resonates with you, making an impact, leaving a legacy, if that sort of strikes you, you can feel getting excited relating to leaving a legacy, making an impact. And I think Beyonce in one of the UN songs, she says, I left my mark at this song. That's when I first heard the song, I was in Houston Luna's event, and straight away the song resonated with me. And I think it's sort of I'm not particularly a fan of Beyonce, and I think I've said that quite a number of times, but I do like that particular song, the way it was structured, the lyrics, everything about the song is something that I really sort of subscribe to in terms of the message and that sort of thing. So yeah, so in saying that, if you've been wanting to write a book or you're writing one and you're kind of feeling stuck, of course, by all means, reach out in my DM. And of course, speaking to adaptability as well, I know this year a lot of businesses have been crushed. There's been a lot of changes, and we're seeing, there's the market has shifted. We've seen new things happening in the world of forex. We've seen new things happening in the world of cryptocurrencies. We've seen a lot of things happening in a whole range of areas, in a lot of industries that never existed 10, 15 years ago, and they've come on the scene and they've exploded. So in saying that as well, if you're one of those people who are looking at your income streams as we move into 2021, yeah, that sort of thing, you're like, you know what, I'm looking for an opportunity, that sort of thing, just keep in my DM as well. And I have something for you. You might, I've got something for you that might that be of interest. That can be actually be of giving you value in a big way at this point. Yeah, just information. All you need to do is just DM me if that's you. On that note, guys, I've got to go. And always remember, you have an uncommon destiny. And of course, you can check out Unleash the Book Within via Amazon and stuff like that. And even also on Booktopia as well, which is one of Australia's iconic bookstores, and of course one of Australia's success stories when it comes to the whole online space. You can also get that as well on Booktopia. On that note, guys, I gotta bounce. It's a great day for Victoria. It's the last day pretty much. From midnight, things change. New level of freedom comes up on the scene. So on that note, guys, congratulations, Victoria. You've done it well. Let's keep the momentum going, and let's do what we need to do. And of course, like I was saying, whatever we do now, whatever we do in this season, our ability to adapt to the evolving situation is going to determine the kind of January we face in 2021. On that note, guys, I gotta bounce, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.